the early PAP party leaders had a vision for the women of Singapore, and they believed in women's advancement and gender equality. I have with me an original copy of the People's Action Party's manifesto for the Legislative Assembly elections in 1959. And under its proposed program, Item 10 states to raise the status of women by introducing a monogamous marriage law. This was further elaborated in the PAP's 5-year plan for 1959 to 1964, titled The Task Ahead, where there is a specific mention on the emancipation of women. And I read, "Women, who form nearly half of our population, have an important part to play in our national construction. In the first instance, in order to emancipate them from the bonds of feudalism and conservatism, a monogamous marriage law will be passed." Further down in the paragraph, "We shall foster the principle, if necessary, by legislation, that there shall be equality of women with men in all spheres, and we shall encourage them to come forward and play a leading role in politics, administration, business and industry, education, and in other spheres." It is most apt, then, that 60 years later, in September 2020, to advance the trajectory of women's progress and to provide them with enhanced protection, that our current Minister of Law, Mr. K. Shanmugam, would initiate the conversations on Singapore women's development. This is the PAP government's continued commitment to the advancement of our Singapore women, in partnership with the whole of society, to continue to support, enable, and empower our women. We heard Singaporeans' aspirations and hopes for Singapore women. A, that women and men are equally empowered to achieve their career aspirations, and women would not be denied opportunities on the basis of gender and/or family commitments. B, that caregivers' contributions to society are better recognized and there is more sharing of caregiving responsibilities between men and women. C, that stronger protection will be provided to women. D, that support be strengthened for vulnerable groups of women. E, undergirding these aspirations, participants hoped that we could overcome traditional mindsets and stereotypes about gender roles in our society. My colleagues and I were greatly inspired by participants' vision of a Singapore where women and men work as close partners so that real choices are enabled for women, and where whole of society works together so that everyone can achieve their fullest potential. As the saying goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. In the past 60 years, we have made significant progress because of partnership at all levels of society. This year, through the conversations launched by the government, we will have outlined and united around a common vision for Singapore women's progress. Individuals, families, employers, and the community have all played important roles in this partnership. In the next lap of our journey, let us all work even more closely together towards a fairer and more inclusive society where our Singapore women can realize their fullest potential.